That exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome, you're tuned into Take My Advice. I'm not using a gift balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, AM 1050, FM 106.5, streaming everywhere, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Tiki Live, Amazon Music, JioSaavn, Podchaser, Rumble, and more. I'm Dr. Marissa, your hashtag positively opinionated host, here for 566 consecutive weeks. We're coming up on 11 years, May 1st, 2023. And I'm so glad people were wrong who said you could not do a show any length of time that did not talk about gossip, political ranting, or the K word, any Kanye talk at all. But I'm proving them wrong, and I'm also providing you a little bit of scandal these days with my special series on Thursdays called Straight Talk with Dr. Marissa and
Sam Works.
It is Thursday. I'm broadcasting here live from Toronto, and hopefully I had a little bit of a hiccup this morning because I made the time of the show 8 a.m. and I'm in Toronto. So that is not 8 a.m. in California. So if you are listening and you normally go to my Facebook, it may require you to go to my YouTube or LinkedIn to be able to comment, and make sure you do free subscribe there, because you will get not just the show, but red carpet playlist, my interviews with Halle Berry, John Travolta, Temptations, Priscilla Presley, as well as a whole playlist, radio for our deaf community, where I have a staff interpreter with sign language and a whole lot more. So please do go there. It's all free. And we start with a gratitude sandwich breakfast with Dr. Marissa and Sam Works this morning, because I like to start you on the right side of the bed, whatever you've been doing in bed, but the right side by starting with 8 things that you're specifically grateful for. That's the top of the bun. Bottom of the bun is what you appreciate about yourself. And then we'll get into the very scintillating topic we have today. So first, please welcome back to my studio. It almost looks like you're naked there. Sam Works, my co-host for Straight Talk. All righty. What are you grateful for, Sam? Good to see you.
Hey, good morning. I'm wearing a wife beater. You got to excuse the outfit.
They still use that word?
Yeah, unfortunately. Term? Hey, honestly, I could put on my sweater. Let me do that. Give me a second.
Okay, and I'll do the gratitudes now.
Okay.
Oh, you are in bed. Oh my! Are you getting ready for today's skeleton? Today's going to be another skeleton.
Yeah, we need to talk about that skeleton, huh?
We will talk about it, but we're going to do gratitudes first. So, let me take you off of this, even though I took my wrong person. Polly's like laughing. Okay, I am grateful for the ability to broadcast from different places wherever I am. Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Y'all know my mom, my Chinese mom's here, and she's in palliative care now. So I get to come every quarter for a couple of weeks and take her to the dentist and all that kind of good stuff. So I get to broadcast from Toronto, where it's nice and cold. And let's see if I can show you. Sam, you want to see what it's like out here? Ooh, it's bright.
I do.
Oh, it's bright. I don't know if you can see. There, see the snow?
Oh, wow. Right on the street, huh?
Yeah. Look at how much snow there is. And it's nice and crispy cold, but it's not like wet and slushies, which is good. So, all right. And let's see, just that a bit. Okay, now that you're dressed, what are you grateful for? I did one.
Man, I'm grateful for another day, another opportunity, whether to make progress in life or to make things right. I think I'm very grateful for that.
Awesome. And let's see. I'm grateful for I know I keep saying I'm not into numbers, but I was just telling Holly, I posted it was International Women's Day yesterday. Let me give that a little buzz. And I just want to read you what I wrote. And it got like 2,064 on Instagram already and a couple thousands on the other things. So I was very happy to see, not because I'm into numbers, but because people are resonating with what I wrote, which is celebrating International Women's Day with a message from my koala. I did post a koala that I was petting named Beautiful, who is cute, cuddly, and strong like women. On this special day, here's to knowing who we are in the fullness of who we are. I remember when I was traveling in Morocco and there was a beautiful woman walking on the street with her friend. And when I passed her, I said, "You are beautiful." She looked at me and said, "Thank you, I am." And then she smiled at me and said, "It takes beauty to see beauty." And that, my friends, is owning who you are in the wholeness of who you are. Women, WOMEN. We can be a little wild. O for optimistic, M for mesmerizing, E for eclectic, and N for naughty. Most importantly, we don't need anyone or anything to complete us. We are 88% fabulous and imperfectly perfect, loving, lovable, and loved, and wrapped in a warm blanket of worthiness. Take a deep breath. Gently cup your cheek. No, not that one, the one on your face. And remember, I am enough, because you are, even when it doesn't feel that way. And that is it for International Women's Day. And that was my post. I just noticed I must not have been proofreading, but I did the story twice. Let me just fix that while we're doing this.
Isn't Women's Day supposed to be like Valentine's Day?
Nope. Yesterday was International Women's Day. Yeah, we get a special day. Why, you got a problem with that?
Well, do guys get an International Men's Day?
Hopefully not. And this is again, why do we have Black History Month and we don't have, let's say, Moroccan History Month, or we don't have a Swedish History Month? Because again, it is recognizing those groups that have not had an equal say, equal space, equal anything. So that's why y'all have had it your way, predominantly your way, for a long time. So that's why you do not have an International Men's Day. There probably is, but anyways, we're not mentioning it because you do get my drift, right? This is not angry, angry male bashing talk, angry, that whole reaction around it. It is an appeal, though, that if every white man or woman, and I'm not saying white privilege is across the board, because there's a lot of people who are white who don't have a lot and are also in that class of underserved. So let's just, remember that. But especially, plantation owners or any in those blue blood families who really got their wealth off of the backs of people who did not have rights. That's what we're trying to balance out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. And if everybody got that, because the most powerful people who can help um, minimize racism and prejudice are the people who have had more privilege, because their voice is still stronger. You know, if a black woman says something, she's labeled the angry black woman, angry Asian woman. If someone's, let's say you said, I am going to give a voice, and I am going to acknowledge that I may not have seen the level of prejudice and racism because I'm not sensitive to it, but I am now, then that goes such a long way, Sam. And I remember I was working with someone, a white woman, who said to me, until George Floyd happened, she really didn't get it. Like, she would get defensive at the word white privilege. But when she saw what happened to George Floyd, it finally clicked for her what was happening. And I know it clicked for me too when that happened, because at that time I was also saying, oh, don't take it so sensitive, don't take it so personally, when you're pulled over, right? And I would have black friends who would say I was pulled over for no reason, and they're be really upset, and I'd be like, I think you're overreacting, myself, diversity consultant. But when George Floyd happened, I was like, wow, they're not being overly sensitive. This is really the way our American prejudice and discrimination system works. So, okay, totally off track. I'm grateful that I get to do this kind of work, because it feels good to have people and become more aware and less defensive around racism and prejudice.
That's good.
You're great.
I'm grateful that I'm still healthy because of my, medical condition and everything, and anything can happen at any time, but nothing has happened yet. So knock on wood.
Absolutely. I'm grateful that I still get to have Sam as my co-host, even though he's abdicated his days as a sound engineer to his buddy and my favorite sound engineer, I can say safely now, Polly. And okay, your turn.
I am grateful that Polly but has taken my shift in the morning, so I don't have to do it. It's tough. Your show's tough, Dr. Marissa. I'm just kidding.
Oh, you love it. You already told me that you both love it, so you can't take that back. You're just nervous about what you agreed to today. I know. I am great. Oh, we're done gratitude. No way, I get one more. I'm grateful that I get to be of service to my mom now. And, even though it's not easy at all, I'm not even going to go into it. It's all good. It's all good. They say, Eckhart Tolle says, if you think you're enlightened, spend a week with your family. Yeah, I'm trying to put the fun back into family dysfunction. All right, and then let's go to the bottom of the button, which is Sam's favorite position. No, I'm kidding. The bottom of the button is 8 things that you appreciate about yourself, because it's important to acknowledge who you are, because if you can approve of yourself, you really don't need anybody else to compliment or criticize you. So I appreciate that I am super fun loving, love to play, love to compete, love to win, love to eat. I have so many aspects of life that I love, and I love that about myself.
Oh, wow. Okay. I appreciate that I have a cool temper. I don't get mad easily or go on a road rage or anything like that. it's very, very rare. So
Awesome. I appreciate that I have a cool haircut and it's getting a lot of love in Canada here because this is, less different, let's say, than California dues. Go ahead.
I appreciate that. I'm always optimistic, pushing forward, being patient.
I appreciate that I drink my creative juice every single day.
I appreciate still taking on the role of being Dr. Marissa's co-host on Thursday mornings. Because if I didn't, I don't think I'll be doing gratitudes or appreciations. And it's necessary every once, well, not every once in a while, but maybe like 88% of the time.
Yeah, good catch. My last appreciation is for my love of playing with words and coming up with concepts. And my newest one is don't tip. So when you say don't tip, it's not tipping. Of course, you need to tip at restaurants because servers really appreciate that. And it's really most of their income is from the tips, not the salary or minimum wage. But I say don't tip as in take it personally. I think we get so off balance when we take things too personally, and people will shoot an arrow and the arrow will land over there and will run over. It's not even meant for you, but you pick up the arrow and go, oh, I'm so sorry, they don't like me. What did I say? And it's like, don't take it personally. Now, if you're a person who doesn't take anything personally and everybody's giving you the same feedback, you might want to take that feedback. But for the most part, and especially women, most women have a habit of taking things too personally. And at the same time, embrace your sensitivity because it's 100% correlated with creativity. So I used to hate it when people would go, "You're so sensitive," and I would, get really pissed. And now I say, "Thank you. That means I'm creative." Last one.
Oh, I got one more?
Yeah.
Man. Okay. I appreciate that I acknowledge my love for life itself, because a lot of people, they don't, and it just keeps them in the wrong emotion and the wrong mindset. And even when stuff hits the fan with me, yeah, I go through my times, but eventually I always bounce back. And then, I really appreciate life.
Spumoni. Putting this on Facebook just in case it comes up. All right, so that is it for our gratitude sandwich. Thanks for having breakfast with us this morning. If you've just tuned in and you're looking for us, I apologize. I just re-put it on Facebook because I accidentally did it 8 a.m. Eastern time because I am in Toronto. But you're tuned into Straight Talk with Dr. Marissa and
Sam Works.
And that is every Thursday morning at 8, right after the NBC News here on KZAA, the station that leaves no listener behind. If you're driving, you're probably tuned into AM 1050 or FM 106.5. But if you'd like to chat and ask questions or make confessions this morning, then this is the place you'll want to be, because our topic is, did you read what I wrote? I figured you'd laugh. I made Polly laugh with it this morning. What was the dumbest thing you ever did when you were younger that has come back to haunt you today? That's the topic for my popular Thursday series, Straight Talk, with co-host Sam Works and yours truly. And for a change, it will be Sam, not I, that puts the moose on the table, my Canadian version of the elephant in the room. You'll want to free subscribe and get an alert when we broadcast live. And you can post your questions, comments, and confessions, and we'll put them up on the screen so Sam will feel better. LOL. That's what I hope. He's getting
Dr.
red. Oh my
Marissa,
God,
here
Polly, look. Polly, look at his face. He's literally getting pink. That's so great. I love it, love it, love it. So it's the Sam roast this morning. Now, to be absolutely transparent, I asked him, what the topic was. Or what no, I suggested, because he had told me what was going on. He didn't tell me the whole story, but he called while I was in Canada, which is unusual for him to call because you usually text. And so I knew something was up. And then he told me what happened. And then when I usually on Wednesday, I text him and say topic. So this time, instead of texting him topic, I said topic. Wait, because it was funny. I said, topic, what about past catching up with you? And he goes, sure, LOL. And I said, are you sure? Do you want to talk about it on the air? And he said, yes, we'll keep it PG. I said, great. I'm happy you want to talk about it because I want to know the story, and I'll come up with a better title, which I thought I was. Straight Talk About Skeletons in Your Closet. And then he said, oh yeah. So then all good. I do the promo and then I get the text, let's not do it. I'll tell you story in private. And I said, it's too late. I just posted it. I mean, literally, you did. I'm not lying. I posted it and then your text came in. So I'm like, too late. So we'll get a PG version, but the topic is, what was the dumbest thing you ever did, or what are some skeletons in your closet that you're hoping that won't come out? You can say, I have a friend who blank, blank, blank. It doesn't have to be you. You can pretend it's somebody else. But I don't know whether to make you feel better and do one first so that you're not, hanging your butt out there in the wind. Let me see if I can even think of one that I've done in the past. Let's see. I have not done any nude modeling. That's going to come back and haunt me. It was offered to me when I was modeling. I did that for 10 years, and it is very normal for any models to be asked if they would do a topless. And this is how people get in trouble is, like, let's say you're getting $100 for a print when you're starting out. Okay, when you're a model, and they will offer you $1,000 for partial nude, or $5,000. That's a lot of money compared to the normal rate. And so, you're tempted to do that. And I grew up so religious that there was no way. I knew that if I did that, I'd be going to hell. So at that time, I believed what was being told to me, so I didn't. So that probably kept me from doing that. But I will say that one stupid thing that has nothing to do with romance was that I was super stupid. But I did make it right, which is my neighbor pissed me off so badly. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I keyed his car. And it took about 3 months for me to go to him and say, I'm really sorry. I was wrong. I was so pissed. I didn't try to blame. I said, it's all me. Here's money. Fixed, how much did it cost to get it fixed? Here's the money, and it's all on me. So it's not going to come back and haunt me because I made it right.
Mm.
That's why you don't do anything when you're pissed off. Your IQ points go down. I think it's 20 points every 10 seconds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's mine. And I see eyeballs rolling in. Welcome to the show. The topic is, what is the dumbest thing you did in your past? And it can be relationship or non. I just did a non-relationship one, so that we can make Sam feel comfortable in telling us why he called me to ask me to block somebody. Okay, are you ready? So what happened?
Looks like I got floor time. Okay. I'm gonna have to backtrack here. Like you said, it was the past. So social media can get very ugly. Okay. And I used to have all my stuff on public. So anytime I post, anyone can see it. Right. And a lot of people start doing like catfishing and like things like that and whatever.
Okay, explain catfishing for anybody who's in a different generation that has not heard that term or has heard it and has no clue what it is.
Yeah, so catfishing is just pretending you're somebody else. You know, you put fake photos and fake videos online, and then you talk to people and convince them that you're this person that you've been posting, and then you make them like fall in love with you or whatever, or use them as some type of leverage. And then typically people find out that you're not that person that you've been posting about, and that's just like wearing a mask. Whew. So this girl, maybe it's not a girl, I don't know. Probably in catfished,
Yeah, that's a famous one. If you haven't seen it, it's really interesting and sad. The story about Manti Te'o, the USC football player who was catfished. So if you haven't watched that yet, it's worth seeing, so you can see how dangerous and how horrible this can be.
So anyway, so this person hits me up and they're like, "Hey, you wanna make some money?" And during this time, I didn't have a job. It was around Christmas time, and my whole life was filled with fun because of my friends. And I wanted to somehow return the favor. Like give them Christmas presents or do something for them, any way I could. And I was young and dumb, okay? And so she was like, "Hey, you want to make some money?" I was like, how can I do that? And she says, "All you gotta do is make a video." And I was like, "A video? Like, what do you? Sure, I can make a video. Like any video is fine." And she got into detail of what I needed to do for the video, and I didn't feel comfortable, but she sent me money. So she already sent me money.
Oh, okay. Well, it's funny that I mentioned the modeling thing then, because I didn't know that part.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's very easy to be tempted to do stuff that you don't want to do for money.
Yeah. So as a kid, I was like, "Oh, she did her part. I guess I got to do mine." And my dum dum sent a video of me being inappropriate to her, right? And I thought it was over. Dun dun dun, So she's like, "Hey, you want more money?" I was like, "No, I'm cool." And she goes, "Well, you're gonna do another video for me." I said, "No, I'm not. I already did it for you." And she saved the video. She screen recorded the video and like took pictures and everything. And she says, "If you don't send me more videos, I'm going to expose you." So I freaked out. I was like, "All right, fine, 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 fine." As a young kid, I was stupid. Fast forward a couple of years later, okay? Not that I didn't learn my lesson, but you're on mute, Dr. Marissa.
How many videos did you make for her after she threatened you?
3 total, 2 after the threats.
Okay. 3 total. Got it. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So fast forward, now I'm older. This is not now. This is not present time, but this is, in between the first time and now. And I blocked her from everything, and she found me again. Years later, creeped up on me. I was like, And she was like, "You owe me more videos." I was like, "No, I don't. Like, stop, go away."
Wow.
There's nothing I can do. And I was like, "Look, just don't expose me. Like, why would you do that? That's really messed up." But she knew what she was doing. And so I fell for it anyways. But then a guy, he's like a amateur bodybuilder. He hits me up. He goes, "Hey bro, is this you?"
Oh no.
And sends me like my videos and my photos. And I was like, "Bro, what?" And he's like, "Dude, I don't know what to do because he fell for it too." So it wasn't just me.
Well, that's good, and it's bad, but it's good, right? You're not the only dumb. Although the dumb thing was the first one. After that, it was not dumb, right? It was
No, it was still pretty dumb.
Well, it was stupid. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, so she told me she wasn't going to expose me.
Yeah, but she obviously did.
And she obviously did. And I told this guy, I was like, "Dude, he was like, what do I do?" I was like, "Well, apparently everything that I did didn't work because you still got my stuff, like you were still able to find me." And then he was like, "Well, at least I didn't show my face." And I was like,
"Oh no."
So tip out there for everyone who's listening and watching, if you're ever going to do stuff, like send it to your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever, just keep the face out of it. Keep the face out of it.
Yeah, that's a message for you, Fry. Although he just came in a little bit late. He's usually here earlier. So the story in a nutshell, Fry, is Sam did something stupid to make some money to buy presents at Christmas, and he wasn't working at the time, so it was very tempting to make a video that he shouldn't have made, sent it to this person, and then that person began to blackmail him that if he didn't make more videos, she would expose him. And so he made 2 more, and it's kind of like the parallel here. Did you watch that thing? I think it was on Netflix. That was the most hated man on the internet.
No.
Yeah, that one is directly what you're talking about. He took pictures that people had texted to their significant other and somehow could get a hold of them through hacking their email. And so not exactly the same as yours, but similar in the sense that he was able to, put people's nakedness all over the internet without their permission. So this is I don't want the big. Oh, yeah, you can watch it on Netflix. It's really it's scary because it's true. Like this was, something true that happened. So, okay. So question for you. Fry's like, wow.
It gets worse, by the way.
No. Okay. Keep going.
All right. So that pretty much summed it up. Like, until, what was it, yesterday or 2 days ago when I
2
called
days
you.
ago. Mm-hmm.
So 2 days ago, it was a different person. Okay. And instead of, this person paying me, they straight up said, for a ransom, like, you either pay me money or I expose you. Just straight up. Just no remorse, no build up, nothing. And it wasn't just like they said it, like they sent me screenshots of everything they had of me, and then screenshots of the group chats that they added, like my friends on Instagram. And I don't know if you got it, but you were one of my friends that she added, plus my family members and all, like, everybody. And then my brothers, they hit me up and they're like, "Hey dude, what is this?" And it was literally, the title was exposing Sam's nudes. And I was like, "I can't believe this." And she goes, your time's running out. Like, send me money or I'm exposing you." And now I have my license for real estate. I have this show, or co-hosting the show. I have family that I haven't talked to in years, like back in my life, and it's like, it's important to me that I keep my reputation solid, you know? And so I complied. I was like, "Okay, how much you want?"
How much did she ask for?
Okay, so she asked for 500.
Okay.
Okay, which is not, she could have asked for like 1,000
Don't
or
say that.
more.
Okay. Don't say that, but go
O-
ahead.
Okay, because I think I'm worth more than that. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, like, relax, like, I'll send you the money. And all my accounts would not accept the transfer because they made it seem like it was not
Fraud.
theft, but
Fraud.
fraud. But
Yeah.
fraud, yeah. And so I'm telling her,
Good.
like, look, like, they're not, like, it won't let me transfer the money. Like, I'll send screenshots and like prove it to this person. And she's like, "Well, you need to call your bank right now because, like, I'm losing my patience, da 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 da." I'm like, "Look, I'm complying with you. Like,
Yeah.
relax." Like,
Yeah.
and I was able to send her half the money.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
And then,
We're going to the police right now. Reporting cyber
so then after that,
fraud. Or
I was like, "Look," she was like, "I'm losing my patience." I said, "You know what? At this point, like, I've done everything that I could. I talked to the bank. I'm waiting for the back order to be accepted, whatever." She was like, "I'm gonna expose you." I was like, "Then do it. You're not gonna get your other half of the money because I'm you're waiting on me, but I'm waiting on them. Like, you're just not gonna get it,
yeah.
you know?"
Mm-hmm.
And so that bought me time to really think about what I can do, you know?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So where she messed up was she sent me the screenshot of everybody that she added to the chat.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, "Okay, bingo. I'm just gonna hit up everybody on that chat
Mm-hmm.
and be like, and just tell them the truth. Like, look, guys, this is what's going on. Just don't open the chat. Just report her on it or on social media and then block her, please."
Mm-hmm.
And friends and family were just like, "Did it, got it done. Like, you're solid." And no one asks questions. They just do it, and that's why I love my people. And then on my part, I made all my social medias private, and then I reported her, and then I
Good.
blocked her.
Good. But you only reported her on social media, right?
Yes.
Look at this, what I just pulled up. Report online blackmail. We know how to handle it. Our expert cyber investigators will fight to keep your explicit photos and videos from being exposed online. 100% privacy mitigation in 24 hours. Stop cyber blackmail today with our help. Here you go. Because
You're gonna have to send me that link.
I will. But Sam, you have to, I'm going to put it in the chat actually, and you can pick it up off of there because it's great that your friends and family have done this, for you, but this person is not going to stop. And they're most likely do it. Well, you already know they're doing it to other people. And like you said, your face is going to be all over with your real estate. They'll find you again. I mean, it's like so guaranteed. You have to stop them. You have to report them. That money needs to go to this, not to her or him or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, please,
Yeah.
please do that, because let's see. Somebody's texting me. And Sam, he was younger when he was targeted. Is this your mom? This could be your mom. Jail, and he was younger when targeted. Somebody just put you and I in a group chat. So I think it's your mom. But anyways, yeah, like, it's not enough, because your social media reporting, they have a gazillion things to respond to, and there's no consequence. So, okay, let's go back up here. And to answer you, Fry, it just happened. Like, how many years ago did you do the video?
The first time I was like 16, and then the second time I was 18.
Okay, so the 16, they can be brought under charges because you were a minor. So the fact that they're going to 16-year-olds and asking them to make explicit video, that is a child porn charge right there. That's a child porn. And here's the reason why you haven't gone on the offensive, is because you're afraid and you're embarrassed, and you want this just to go away. But this is one of those things you cannot unring the bell. Your first dumb move was the only thing that you did wrong. Well, that's not true. Being afraid and then complying is another not so smart thing. But you were 16 and confused. And so this was, I would say, 99% on them the first time and 1% on you. Okay.
Yeah. No,
so,
I mean,
I need you to really, like, forgive yourself for that. Because by not forgiving yourself, you're going to continue to think you did something horribly wrong, and you're going to have to protect yourself for the rest of your life. And I don't want you living like that. It was good that you contacted your friends and family, and I'm really glad now that I'm making you do this on the show so you can listen to it later, because you really do need to embrace and ingrain that I was dumb and I did this, but I do not need to be held responsible and guilty and shamed and shameful anymore. This is the last time. You have nothing to be that debilitated and remorseful about, that you're going to give any money. Like, I wish you had come to me before you gave her money again.
You're on the plane. I'm just kidding.
I was, yeah. But still, I mean, Sam, love yourself enough to forgive yourself that first stupidity. And now you should be mad. You should be mad. And the ability for you to do what you did with your friends and family now on the air, I'm going to make you do this, which is, look, I effed up when I was 16, but that is, the shame and the blame belongs to this forking, asshole, demonic, evil, stupid, dickwad, moron. I'm trying to keep it clean and be angry and point my finger at the same time. I mean, how dare they do this to you? How dare they, one, come at you at 16, then use the same thing to blackmail you for 2 more, and then come after you for money, and then do this with other people? How many things do I have to list now, Sam? That's like way more than one stupid, well, you did a stupid do it in the first place. Let's just list it. You stupid do it in the first place, you're 16. So I take that back. And then 2 more, that was stupid, but you were still, young, dumb, and whatever. So I'll take away 1. So that's 1. And then giving money, that was stupid too. So, but it's still like they outdo you on the responsibility by double. Okay. Do you see that?
Yeah.
That's 4-2. So this is the last day that you're going to feel bad about what happened. You did it. I accept it. I was dumb, but no more, which means if they come after you, and you can say, I just reported you, all your numbers, all the ways in which you got a hold of me, have fun with this. I don't care anymore, because what you did can get you arrested. What I did just goes down in the history of stupid things that I've done in my life book. That's it. That's it. If you tell people, I think the best defense is a good offense. And this is a perfect situation. Look, I'm really grateful that you put your trust in me as to do real estate or to handle your whatever it is. And I have to be upfront with you, and this is for your next girlfriend or whatever, that very important relationship that you're going to have, that this is in my past and I was dumb. But on March the 9th, 2023, I put that away by becoming okay with what I did, owning it, and then also allowing the person who started all of this to take the responsibility and the consequences from this point on, because there's no protection from this person. No amount of money will ever satisfy this person. This person needs to be shut down. If not for you, Sam, for all the other people. That's how the Me Too movement was started, and how we took down Jerry. We took down Harvey Weinstein, because someone took the courage to say they cannot do this to anybody else on my watch, and I want you to be that person. It's not easy. It's not fair. It's not how you wanted to start your career, but this is a good thing that happened to you so you could help other people. Take a breath. I want you to really get that in your heart. I'm getting emotional because I'm so pissed off. I don't know if I'm more pissed off at them, or I'm pissed off that you took that in. You're so. Oh, did I just put that up?
Hey, she was pretty good. She was a good salesman. She knew how to pressure it. I mean, I was worried because how she came at me, and then the pressure of time, if I didn't respond in seconds, then it was just going to go out immediately. I was like, calm down, relax. But, it's weird when I go through intense situations, like this one was pretty intense. I come to terms with it, and when I'm in the situation, I'm very calm. So while I was talking to this person, I was like, hey, just just relax. I'm complying with you. But then she was just sending exclamation marks. I'm like, it's not going to make me go any faster. However, when I started blocking and reporting, it was the only messed up part was the aftermath, because every time I heard my phone go off, my heart would drop.
Right.
Whether I think it was her or someone was like, bro, I got, da 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 da. But I never heard anything since. And it's the anticipation was creeping up on me. It was getting real intense,
Yeah. But you didn't expect the last one to come in is what I'm saying. This is now more than about you,
Yeah.
Sam. This is about being able to make a difference in the lives of potentially future victims. I mean,
I agree.
this is about being a beneficial presence on the planet. That the crappy things that happen to us, I believe, every single bad thing that happens to us so we can know what it feels like, number one, and then turn around and take that thing and help other people with it. That's why I went through childhood abuse, so that I know how it feels. And I also know, as a result of that specifically, that you can be happy no matter how hurt you've been as a child. I went through the very expensive, horrific divorce, so that I can tell you, when you're in the middle of that horrible space called a difficult divorce and you're being sued for all the money you have made your entire life, that you can still come out of that with both your dignity and with the knowing that you can heal from it and you don't have to hate people for the rest of your life. That is why I have had two very amazingly horrific and wonderful things happen in my life, because it's not what happened to me, it's what happened for me. And it's not even just happened what for me, but what happened from me. I understand how I attracted my husband to be who he was, because I hadn't healed the childhood stuff around embracing all of those negative things that I was told as a child. You are in a position now that your actions were built on the shame of believing that you were somehow the one that was the problem, instead of her, him, whatever. Okay? And that buck stops right now. And I just got Polly's 3 minutes. Okay, cyberinvestigation.com and digitalforensic.com. Both of them will help you with how to go about finding this person, reporting them, and keeping them not just from blackmailing you anymore, but most importantly, going to any other 16-year-old. And you know how many 16-year-olds are out there who want to have, money, right? So they're going to do stupid stuff too. So you're going to protect them. Am I being understood?
Oh, definitely. It would be selfish of me not to report and go through the investigation. So
Thank you. All right, we're out of time. Thank you all for your kind comments and encouragement of Sam and I. And wow, I'm so glad we did this show. I had no idea. I thought we were just going to have a laugh. I had no idea.
I mean, I laughed a little
This
bit.
is not a laugh. This is why we do the show. All right, that's it for today. Tomorrow I'm taking my mom to the dentist, so you are going to get to hear Sam and my co-host on Fridays from Tempting Conversations, Alon Carter, daughter of the Temptations founder. But thank you so much. It is all about balance. Peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace. This is Dr. Marissa and
Sam Works.
Wishing you the best day ever.